Hey, I'm Ainsley from A Mama with Trauma. Thank you for stopping by my page today. It is Mother's Day today. Whew. And I don't know about you, but for me, this day doesn't usually hold a lot of happiness and joy. Um, I get caught in between two places, my present life as an actual mother, and then my past life as being a daughter to a mother. And I have a really difficult time with this day. If you want to like or subscribe my content, I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Maybe give it a thumbs up. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So, do any of you cry over Mother's Day? Like, it brings tears to your eyes because the memories of your mother are just difficult and painful, and they're not really fun. I do. Which the polar opposite of that is that now that I'm a mother now and I have my own daughter, and I'm trying very carefully to navigate between both of those worlds, and it is a very fine line to walk. I try not to put any expectations on myself or my child regarding my Mother's Day. I ultimately feel for myself that Mother's Day is something I celebrate 365 days a year. That's because I do not take my motherhood for granted. I like my child. I enjoy as much as I can with her. Even on the days where I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed and overstimulated and just burnt out, I still remember and know that I love my kiddo, and this is just those feelings are normal. Um, this was the first Mother's Day I think my present self. Well, I didn't do this today. I did this yesterday and a couple days before. Allowed my present self to allow maybe like my inner child or my other parts within me. And this was really hard. It was really challenging to do this, to allow myself to let those parts grieve and genuinely miss my mom, genuinely miss my family, my mom and my dad and my brother, my grandma, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, to allow the loss of them not being a part of my life, to allow that to come up. And that is really a really hard thing for me to do. Part of me, many other parts of me don't want those emotions to come up because logically and even emotionally, why would the thoughts of why would I miss these people that really treated me very, very poorly? And I'm not even talking as a child. I'm talking within the last 6 years. There was just a lot of things that happened, and I see that. I recognize that. And my present self is just no, there's no way that you need to be missing those people. They treated you really really poorly. There wasn't any grace, there wasn't any love, there wasn't any understanding. It was a very harsh situation. There was a lot of judgment, there was a lot of shame, there was a lot of other people's projections of emotions, and there's just very little space for me as an adult and as a person to be present and just be honest. And why would I want to now? I can't. I want to be around people who hold space. Like I learned at a very young age to hold so much space. I know how to hold space, and it's like, wow, I don't need to be around them. But that doesn't stop the deep layers within my heart, the younger parts of me who held on to tiny moments in life that were good or happy memories, and those are very real. Those memories and scenarios are very real, and those were the things that part of me held on to get through the rest of the mess and chaos. And I think it's just grieving that, like I have no family to look at me now and say, hey, I'm a part of your life. I get to share these holidays with you and see you as a mother and see you teaching your kid and just be able to be present with that. Like I don't have that, and it's lonely at times, and it's heartbreaking, and all of this comes up with these holidays, like Mother's Day, and maybe not so much Father's Day, but maybe it will be Father's Day as well. But it's just such an unpleasant day, and I'm hoping to recreate that. Also, I think my husband put pressure on this day as far as, I guess, like wanting to celebrate Mother's Day for me, but I don't really want anything from him at this point. I don't want to do anything with him. I don't want to really be around him, because for me, this day is about me and my daughter, and watching her interpret this day and what this day means to her, and being in the presence of that. She did make me a gift, and I cried. She made me the most beautiful thing. She made me this brooch. And it's puzzle pieces, and the best part is that it's puzzle pieces of the world. And my daughter and I always talk about traveling, wanting to get out of the United States and experience the world, because there's just so much of the world that is not the United States, and I'm drawn to that. I'm drawn to the other instead of what this country is doing. And some of the countries that she and I have talked about are going to, like, Spain, mainly Spain, but I want to go to Italy very badly. But she actually, and I don't even think she knew this, because she's still learning to read, but she actually put Spain on here. And there's pieces of Alaska and Uruguay and Trinidad, and just beautiful reminder of this dream and hope that I want to travel, hopefully with her, that she put it, and now I get to wear it as a brooch, and I'm looking forward to finding a shirt that I can wear this with. I might need to adjust the pin a little bit, but yeah, I think it's gonna be, I just love it. I burst into tears. Like I just wept, because this just was so beautiful. This meant and I felt very deeply and very strongly about this, and she was so happy. And she drew some pieces and pictures. She wrote me a story. The story was mainly about her, but I don't care. She she gave me this card that she drew of her and me, and don't know, they're just like moments like this that I'm so overwhelmed that I get to experience with my own child. Like, what a tender gift. I feel so honored to. I feel so deeply about being her mom and being able to do what I'm doing. And it's such a stark contrast to like the grief that I feel missing my own mom and not being able to share any part of my life with her and my my old extended family. The sorrow and grief that I have, and I desire so much for this wound and pain to slowly subside, but I recognize that really the only way that that's going to happen is if I start to work on the pain, work on allowing my inner self to tell those parts deep, deep inside of me that I'm safe now and that they're allowed to come up. Because I recognize I've really kind of kept myself down on like intense lockdown emotionally and mentally for a really long time. And I really don't like being vulnerable that much. And not that maybe I don't like to be vulnerable, but over my 39 years, the people that I've chosen to be vulnerable around, those were really not the greatest decisions. Well, I didn't choose my family, but I did choose my relationship with my husband, and recognizing now, like, I have a lot to still learn with making friends and just so much to learn. But I don't know if any of you struggle with Mother's Day. If you do, it's valid. Sometimes it's not a happy Mother's Day, especially if you don't have children yourself and you don't enjoy being a mom, or your relationship with your mom wasn't that great. But I know some of the people out there have wonderful relationships with their mom and they do enjoy this day immensely. And I also wanted to, I do want to recognize that, and I'm happy for those who get to celebrate this day. But yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to come on here and say. I am Ainsley from A Mama with Trauma, and I really appreciate you stopping by and checking out my video. I hope you have a good day.